starring Chuck Connors.
Funny place to stop. Maybe they're lost.
Lost in plain sight of the road? Let's take a look.
Hello? Any trouble? You wait here, son.
What's the trouble, Pa?
There's a couple of people in here, son. They're sick. I'm gonna take them back to the ranch. You go to town and get the doc. And hurry, huh?
All right. Yeah! Clay! Clay!
Yes, yes. I'm here. I'm here. Everything's gonna be all right.
I thought that was you, Lucas.
You mind giving way, Mr. Cass? I'm in a hurry.
I was wondering what you were doing driving a Conestoga.
Oh, it's not mine. I found it in the flats. It's a couple of people in it. Settlers, I guess. They're sick.
Sick? What's the matter with them?
I don't know, Mr. Cass, but they're pretty bad.
What are you going to do with them?
I'm taking them to my place. The doctor's coming out. Now, will you...
Are you sure you're doing the right thing, Lucas? You never can tell about strangers.
Mr. Cass, they're sick.
Well, that's what I mean. It's kind of chancy, don't you think? Now, maybe you ought to wait till the doctor takes a look at them.
You want me to haul this wagon around you, Mr. Cass?
Why, no, of course not. Get up, boy. Yeah.
What's the trouble?
I don't know, Doc, but they're burning up with fever. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, who are they?
Well, from what I can figure, a young married couple making their way west.
No, you wait outside, Lucas.
Well? Oh, Mark, will you turn that team out in the pasture, son? Go on, huh? And make sure the horses have water.
All right.
How bad, Doc?
Not good, Lucas.
What is it?
I ain't hardly ever seen the disease in these parts. Yellow fever.
Yeah. Are you sure?
After the war, I worked in a southern hospital. I'll never forget the symptoms.
What are their chances?
Well, they're either gonna live or they're gonna die.
Well, is there anything you can do, Doc?
Well, the pills I left inside will help them, but it won't make the difference. good sleep, rest, care. That's the only medicine that'll help now.
I'll do my best.
It's catching, Lucas.
Yellow fever, I know.
What about keeping them outside and bedding them down their own wagon?
Would you, Doc, after what you just told me?
Oh, that's got nothing to do with it. Doctors can't catch anything.
It's too late now. I've been tending him for over 2 hours. I'm gonna get it. I'll get it.
Well, it's up to you, I suppose. But what about Mark?
Mark.
Will they get well?
It'll be a day or so before we know, son. I want you to go into town and stay with Hattie. Get your school books and some clean clothes.
Why?
I put them in our beds. There's no room.
Well, I can sleep in the front room in my bedroll.
Look, son, these folks are real sick. Doc thinks they may have yellow fever.
It's catching, boy.
I don't want you to take any chances.
Well, you're staying.
Son, somebody has to take care of him.
Come on, boy. I'll drop by tonight, Lucas.
Thanks, Doc.
I'll see you tomorrow, Dad.
I hope so, son. Now, you be good and do what Hattie says.
All right.
Get in. Come on. Oh,
Thanks, Doc.
it's all right, boy. Get up.
Doc, wait a minute.
Hello, Maury. How are those corns of yours?
Oh, they're still nagging.
Yeah, the pain in your shoulder.
Well, it's going down my back.
How's your appetite?
Oh, just peckish.
I guess you're all right.
Wait, Doc. What's going on out at McCain's? Those strangers he found, what's the matter with them?
Well, they're sick, that's all.
So bad Lucas had to send the boy into town?
Hey, Maury, you better stop by my office, see if I can fix your nose.
My nose?
Yeah?
What's the matter with it?
Well, it's a bit lopsided. Guess that comes from sticking it in other people's business, eh? Get up.
I'll be right with you, Mr. Cass.
No hurry, Miss Denton. Well, Mark,
Well, hello, Mr. Cass.
what are you doing in town so late?
Oh, I'm staying the night with Hattie.
Oh, yes, because of the settlers, huh? Doc was just telling me about them. Pretty sick, he said.
Yep, but Pa's taking good care of them.
I'm sure.
Kind of chancy, too. The doc says yellow fever is real catching.
Yellow fever?
Uh-huh. But Pa, he doesn't care.
He took them in? He lets them stay there?
Why, sure.
Why, the fool. The stupid fool. Miss Denton, did you hear that? McCain's keeping people with yellow fever in his house.
Well, now, I guess there's not much we can do about that, is there?
Well, we don't have to let them stay there. You know what'll happen. It'll spread. We'll all come down with it.
No, I don't think it's that bad.
Oh, you don't, huh? Then you're as stupid as he is.
That man gets so riled up over nothing.
But yellow fever, Miss Denton, that can be dangerous.
We'll leave that to Lucas to decide. Now, would you like this pattern, Mrs. Porter, or does this...
I really can't make up my mind, Miss Denton. I'll come back tomorrow.
Wow. Glad to see you with us. Oh, don't worry. Everything will be all right.
Who are you?
I'm Lucas McCain. I found your wagon out on the flats. Brought you home.
Clay.
He's right over there.
too. Bad.
Well, he's holding his own. Now, look, looks like you're gonna get better. There's no reason why he shouldn't.
If he doesn't, I don't want to either.
All right, now you try and get some sleep.
Clay.
Looking for something, Brett?
Hello, McCain. I just wanted to tell you I'm on the loose, so if you're looking for a ranch hand, I'm here.
I thought you were riding for Sam Porter.
Not anymore, that old cheapskate.
Brett, you've had a dozen jobs since you were mustered out. You've worked for everybody in North Fork and for every spread for 50 miles around.
Look, I ain't asking for lectures, McCain. All I'm looking for is a job.
I'm sorry, once was enough for me.
You're just like all the rest, ain't you? You know, a man's a real hero when he goes off to war, but when he comes home, he's just dirt.
Brett, the war's been over for years. When are you going to forget about it?
I, had a lot of experience with yellow fever in the Army.
How did you know about that?
Oh, word gets around. How bad are they?
Not so bad I can't handle it alone.
And can you, handle the folks in town alone, too, McCain? You know, they're getting awful skittish about catching the fever. Of course, I can gentle them down, or I can spook them real good.
What's going to make you decide?
Oh, I'm fed up with North Fork. I'm cutting out, but I'll need a stake.
Work for it.
You don't get me, McCain.
Oh, I get you all right. You're trading on sickness, trying to cash in on fear.
Look, don't get high and mighty with me.
Mount up.
I'm telling you, McCain.
Mount up right now.
I'll see you, McCain. Real soon. Can do. Look, I've seen it. All during the war. Saw people dying on the street, just burning up.
Couldn't you do anything for them?
Buried them, that's all. Later we burned their houses.
Burned them?
Well, it's the only way to stop the epidemic. You gotta clean out everything they touch. Take my word for it. A fever spreads like a prairie fire. Once it takes hold, there ain't nothing gonna stop it. Now, you let McCain keep those people out on his ranch, and you and your families are gonna come down with it. So you better do something, and soon. Like what, Brett? Now, what do you figure they should do?
You're the marshal, Micah. It's up to you.
You can't expect me to turn out folks who are sick.
We can expect you to protect us.
And if you don't, Marshal, we've got a right to protect ourselves.
Everything's gonna be all right.
No, I know. Amy, have faith.
Faith. Have faith.
Why, Mark, what are you doing here? Why aren't you at school?
Well, the teacher sent me back.
You're not sick, are you?
No, but she's afraid I'll make everybody else sick. Give them some sort of a fever or something.
Oh, poppycock. Now you turn right around. Lucas!
Paul!
Hi, son. How's everything going?
Fine.
Good.
Lucas, you look terrible.
Well, glad to see you too, Hattie.
Are you feeling all right?
Well, as well as anybody could who didn't have any sleep.
Well, how are the folks?
Well, she's doing real well, and I think his fever's about to break. They're gonna need some nourishment now, Hattie, like some of that good soup stock of yours.
Flattery will get you nowhere. I still think you're being foolish.
Well, Doc thinks so, too. Funny thing, the two people who wouldn't do any different.
Oh, give it here.
Can I come home now?
Oh, maybe in a few days, son. Hey, wait a minute. You playing hooky?
No. The teacher sent me back. Afraid I'd make the other kids sick.
Oh, that's downright foolishness.
Seems like everybody in town's foolish and scared half out of their wits. Doc told me he was up all night. Folks fetching him for headache and sniffles and stomach pain and what all.
Well, they're probably worried about being exposed. I hope there's no danger, Hattie.
Here's where the danger is, Lucas. It can be a lot more serious than fever. Now, here.
Hey, all this soup?
Well, they ought to have tea, and I was baking some fresh bread this morning.
Thanks, Hattie.
I'll go along with you.
I'll see you in a few days, son.
For sure?
Well, as sure as I can be right now.
Lucas?
Oh, Micah.
They're scared, Lucas.
Well, I have to be getting back to the ranch.
Get out of North Fork, McCain, and stay out.
You shouldn't have come here, Lucas. You're exposing all of us to the fever.
You better leave that to the doc, Maury.
You're around it, that's enough.
Pretty much of an authority, aren't you, Brett?
No more than anybody around here. I've seen enough of it to know during the war.
During the war. This isn't the war, and we're not in the army.
Wait a minute, McCain.
Now, none of that, Conway.
Michael, we told you last night if you didn't do something...
I'll do what I see fit. Now break it up, all of you. You better ride on out, Lucas. You're like a red shirt to a bull around here.
Yeah.
Just one little push. That's all they need, Hattie. Just one little spark and they'll explode.
And they're supposed to be friends and neighbors.
Ask them to fight bandits, face guns and bullets, they'll stand right up next to you. But something they can't see, can't grab hold of.
Michael, have you seen Doc Burridge?
Probably making his rounds, Mrs. Porter.
Anything wrong?
My boy. He was sent home from school feverish and sick at his stomach.
Something to eat, maybe.
I don't think so. He said he was playing with Mark McCain just before classes started.
I warned you about that kid being in town. Now, how many more is going to get the fever from him before it's over?
Now, hold on, Brett.
Now, you stay out of this, Marshal. You wouldn't do anything when we asked you before. So now we're going to handle it in our own way.
Well, here you are. Nothing like some of Hattie's soup to put the starch back in your bones.
I can't tell you how grateful I am, Mr. McCain.
Well, don't try.
When we found out what we had and they made us leave the wagon train, I thought everyone would turn us away, but you took us...
Folks out here are kind of different. It's not an easy way of living. You kind of learn to depend on each other after a while. Good?
Good.
Go on, eat up. Excuse me. Micah, what are you doing here?
They're coming, Lucas. I couldn't stop them. They about went crazy when they heard the porter boy was sick.
Fever?
Well, who knows, but they're not waiting to find out. They're your neighbors, Lucas. You've known them a long time.
No, Micah. I don't know them at all. You want something, Brett?
Sam Porter's kid. He's sick.
Yeah, I heard.
It's yellow fever, McCain.
How do you know that?
Look, I know, and it started here, so we're gonna clean this place up.
What do you mean?
There's only one way to get rid of the fever. You burn it out. Now I'll give you 2 minutes to get clear.
And I'll give you just 1 minute to get off my property.
But it's the only way. We'll make it up to you, Lucas. We'll help you build another house, a better one.
I like this one, just the way it is.
Well, we've got to protect our lives and our families. Don't you understand?
I understand only one thing. These people are sick and need help.
Well, yes, but it's yellow fever.
There's no degree to help, Maury. Not any more than the time your store was wrecked in that tornado. And Lucas and Carl and Roy pulled you out, even though they knew the roof might come down on them any second. And how about the time you were bitten by that rattlesnake, Carl? Did Frank stop the measure when he sucked the poison out of your leg? Sucked it into his own mouth? And who ended up when that little girl got lost in the blizzard and every man in town went out to find her? Do you think Jake Thomas thought about it before he froze to death? Now, maybe you all better think back a ways to the time you first come out here and depending on each other for help without reckoning. Because you all knew you'd always get back double. Well, that's why Lucas is helping these young folks now. They've come out here fresh and new, and you're giving them a fine taste of what to expect.
Well, now that's real big talk, Marshal. But it hasn't got anything to do with this. Look, words ain't gonna keep us from getting the fever, only this.
That's all you've got left, isn't it, Brett? What the war taught you. Fire, violence, trouble. You're nothing without it, so you build it up just to make yourself look big again.
We're wasting time. Carl, Roy, touch off the wagon. I'll get the house. Did you hear me? Get moving, I said.
No, Brett. No. This isn't the way.
Well, I say it is the way. Are you with me or not?
I was wrong, Micah. These are the folks I knew. Thanks. Now, you remember, take it slow and easy for a while.
Don't worry, Lucas.
Oh, you forgot to tell us what happened to that boy in town. Did he catch the fever bad?
Well, why don't you tell him, Mark? He's your friend.
Well, it turned out that what Ted Porter had wasn't exactly yellow fever.
What was it, Mark?
Well, you might call it green fever from eating green apples. He was afraid to tell his pa.
Are you ready, dear? Lucas, thanks again.
Yeah!
Thank you.